Welcome back to Comic Talk. I'm excited for today's episode. Today I'm going to review Endgame, Avengers Endgame. This is a spoiler review. If you go to my last video, if you haven't seen the movie yet, you can check out my last video, spoiler-free review. But this is a spoiler review. I'm going to spoil plot points in the movie. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it, come back, and then yeah, if you haven't seen it, you can go watch my other video, spoiler-free review. Go watch it and then watch this one. Alright, since we got that out of the way, yeah, it's going to be spoilers. Major spoilers. Alrighty. Let's get right into this. Yeah, this movie was awesome. I really liked it. It was, I think, yeah, better than Infinity War. I don't know if it was better than Infinity War. It was as good as Infinity War. Top 3 MCU movies, in my opinion. Well, top 3 Marvel movies, in my opinion. Yeah, top 3 Marvel movies, in my opinion. Yeah, this movie starts off, with right where it left off. They were trying, the remaining people who didn't get snapped away, try to figure out what to do, try to figure out where Thanos is. So they all, they're trying to get all the band back together. Everybody's in different places, and so yeah, they get. No, this is sorry if I go out of order. It's gonna be a shorter review, but sorry if I go out of order. It's gonna be jumping back and forth from plot point to plot point. So yeah, they all the remaining people, they go to wherever Thanos is. I don't even remember what the planet was. They found out that he snapped his fingers at another planet, and then they go to that planet, and they find out that Thanos destroyed the Infinity Stones. They find out that he destroyed the Infinity Stones, and Thor just he slices his head off, basically. Yeah, that's what he did. He sliced his head off. I was like, what? Oh, what? I was speechless after that. I was like, what is this? Is something else. They slice, and he does the line from, yeah. Rocket's like, what have you done? He's like, I went for the head. From the last movie, Thanos like, you should have went for the head. He went for the head this time and sliced his head off. I was like, alrighty. Okay. Then it pans out to 5 years later. 5 years later. And, yeah, if you watch Ant-Man and the Wasp, you know that Ant-Man he was left in the quantum realm. And some rat. Yeah, I'm going to be skipping over some things because I need, shorter review, so I'm just going to be skipping over some stuff. Yeah, some rat pushes some buttons on the cart, and he comes out of the van, and he's like, what the heck? We find out later that was only like 5 hours for him. Yeah, only 5 hours for Ant-Man. But it's been 5 years since he was in there. But so then he's like, what the heck happened? He's looking around, and he finds out like everybody, he's what's going on. There's all these missing people, and then he goes to like the memorial place to see if his daughter got snapped away, and then his daughter didn't get snapped away. They thought that he got snapped away. He was like, he saw his name on like the memorial thing or whatever, Scott Lang. So then he went to the house, and his daughter is like 5 years older. She's like a teenager now. She was like a kid in the Ant-Man and the Wasp. He's like, oh wow, you're grown. Yeah, and then he goes to the Avengers headquarters. He's like, oh yeah, this has been only 5 hours. They thought that, it was an old recording or something, but yeah, it was only 5 hours. So he, came up with a plan to like maybe if they can go to the quantum realm, they can go back in time and try to get the Infinity Stones before Thanos gets the Infinity Stones. So they go to the smartest person they know, Tony Stark, and when they go to Tony, he's reluctant at first, and then they go to the Hulk. Now the Hulk, Bruce Banner and the Hulk are one. Hulk is he has the Hulk's body, but then Bruce Banner's brain. He's smart now. And then a little funny moment with him taking the selfie with the kids, and then he dabs, and I was like, oh my goodness. And then Ant-Man, yeah, that was a funny scene. And then but Hulk does, it's not Bruce Banner is that's not his expertise, the quantum realm. So then Tony figures it out how to do it, go back in time. He was reluctant at first, but then he changes his mind. He goes and helps him out. Now they're going back in time. Some of them, the OG Avengers, basically, Captain America, uh, Tony, they go, Ant-Man, the Hulk, they go to New York, 2012, when the first Avengers, you see, the first Avengers movie. Yeah, they go back to 2012, and then they try to steal, try to get some of the stones from there. Black Widow, Hawkeye, Rhodey, and Nebula, they go to space in 2014 where the Guardians of the Galaxy was filmed. And where did and Thor and Rocket, they went to Asgard. They had some funny moments there, about Captain America's, ass or whatever, America's ass. That's the funny part. If you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But that was some funny moments. You see like what happens after they apprehend Loki. People from S.H.I.E.L.D. try to take the scepter. And now they know that it's Hydra, but back then they didn't know it was Hydra. S.H.I.E.L.D. was Hydra. So then Captain America pretends to be Hydra, and they're like, what the heck? Since when was Captain America Hydra? They're all like speechless. Like me during this movie, I was like, I don't even know what the heck's going on. And then but let me speed up this review. Yeah, Thor has a moment with his mom. They go back to the first Thor, yeah. They go to the day where his mom dies, and he has a moment with his mom and talking to his mom before she dies, and that was a good moment. Oh yeah, Thor is, after the 5 years after he killed Thanos, he's been drinking just all these beers for 5 years. No more six pack. They finally let him like eat whatever he wanted, eat a cheeseburger or whatever. He's a bigger guy now. His mom's like, he tried to lie to his mom saying that he was not from the future. His mom's like, I'm your mom. I know you're from the future. And I was like raised by witches or whatever. But they get the stone from there. And then in space, to get the Soul Stone, they have to go to the other planet where Red Skull is, and Hawkeye and Black Widow. And to get the Soul Stone, they have to lose what they love, a soul for a soul. So then they're both, trying to fight to see who's gonna die for it. Hawkeye jumps, and then Black Widow saves him, and then she falls, and then she dies, and then everybody else, they all come back to the present, And then Thanos intercepts Nebula to get with the past Nebula to be a spy. So then that's just Thanos comes back. Thanos comes back from 2014. Thanos. He comes back to the future with them because Nebula. They don't even suspect that Nebula is there. But yeah, they all come back. They all have the Infinity Stones, and they're trying to. Everybody's sad that they're like, where's Black Widow? Where's Natasha? And they're all sad and they're all mourning her death because she can't come back. They're like, oh, we have the Infinity Stone, but Hawkeye's like, you can't redo this. You can't redo this. So everybody's they think all Infinity Stones. Iron Man built a glove to hold all the Infinity Stones, and they decide that Hulk is the one he snaps everybody back. And then they're like, oh, everything's all peachy, and then boom, boom, Thanos comes back. You're like, oh shit, Thanos comes back. Then this is where everything is just epic from that point on. Thanos, the most epic thing I never even thought I would see today. Thanos actually breaks Captain America's shield. I was like, what? I didn't even know that was even possible. But okay, Thanos breaks Captain America's shield. While they're fighting, they're all fighting, Thanos right now because Nebula, past Nebula, came back and is helping Thanos, and then future Nebula kills past Nebula to save Hawkeye, I believe. And then everybody starts coming back. Thanos brings his army, and then all of a sudden you hear Falcon in Captain America's ear. He's like, "What?" He's like, "On your left," and then everybody comes back. Doctor Strange brings everybody back. Black Panther, the people from Wakanda, Spider-Man, everybody who basically was snapped away. Everybody who was snapped away comes back. The Guardians, Drax, Groot comes back. Everybody comes back, and that's the most epic fight. I cried during the fight because I was like, I never even thought I would see the day. And then they're trying to Captain Marvel destroys Thanos' ship, and that's the most epic fight. Doctor Strange is there, and then they Spider-Man does the insta-kill thing. I was like, oh my god, this is the most epic fight ever with like all these characters and stuff. I was like, oh my goodness. And then Thanos gets the gauntlet, and then everybody's like trying to get away from him because he has, the gauntlet. They don't want him to snap it away. He said that he's gonna snap the whole universe away and then rebuild a new one. Oh, I need to hurry up. And then sadly, Tony, he steals all the Infinity Stones, put him on his thing, and he snaps, oh, snaps, and he snaps all of Thanos' army and Thanos away, and basically, yeah, it almost killed Thanos. It almost killed the Hulk, and Tony he's an ordinary human, and Tony dies. Wow. I cried. Everybody, I heard people in the audience crying, and I was like, oh my goodness. But It was... That was something. I cried. It was something else. Wow. 11 years of him being Tony. And then, the funeral, and everybody was just crying, and it was just, wow. Whew. I don't know how you're going to top that one. I don't even know how they're going to top Infinity War and Endgame. I think the only way is like the Fantastic Four and X-Men come and they face Galactus or something. But I don't even think that's going to be as epic as this movie. This is the movie where Tony Stark dies. Black Widow dies. Oh, I forgot to mention that Captain America, he's like over 100 years old now. He went back in time and, he's 100 years old. Whew. But yep, that's my review of Marvel's Endgame. If you want me to go more in depth about this movie, a longer review, leave it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.